So just to review, the first question is does Boshis apply to an Eved? So Rabbi Yehuda holds, the argument, Machlokes, is about how you learn Achva. Rabbi Yehuda holds Achva is a din in society, how society perceives the Eved. An Eved in society is always on the lowest rung of the totem pole, whereas according to Rabbanan, Achva includes the Eved, and the basic idea is that we're all in some sense Avadim, we share a common trait of Abdus by virtue of the fact that we're all subservient to the system of mitzvahs. Okay? Okay, that's step one. Step two is, two ways you can look at Chatzi Eved, Chatzi Menchorim. Okay, what are the two ways you can look at it? The next question in the Gemara then is, the next issue is, how do you look at a Chatzi Eved, Chatzi Menchorim? So there's two logical ways to look at it. Is a Chatzi Eved, Chatzi Menchorim a new Gavra, like a new species of Jew? Or no, he's just simply, he has features of both. He shares, part of him is an Eved, part of him is a Menchorim. Right? Okay, so if you just had this, forget this part here. You just had this, okay? What would you say the Machlokes is? Who holds like what? And going into Nefashos. Do you know what I mean by asking that? Yeah. In the Machlokes of Chatzi Eved, Chatzi Menchorim, so then the question is how would you line up with Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbanan? So if you hold the Chatzi Eved, Chatzi Menchorim, the svara is that he's a new Gavra, so then it makes sense why Rabbi Yehuda would say you're Chayev. Because he's not an Eved, right? He's a different kind of person. Whereas according to Rabbanan, why would he be Pater? Because he still has some feature of Eved expressed in him, right? That's why he'd be Pater. Okay. So with that said, okay, the challenge is, now let's get the flow down. Okay, these are two distinct svaras, but the Gemara wants us to say that you need this to get to this. You know what I mean? Why couldn't the Gemara just say this? Why couldn't the Gemara just leave it at this, at number 2?
It would have if it could have.
But it didn't.
Meaning it couldn't.
No, but why didn't it?
Because it needs.
Everyone's been saying that. I know. I won't cut my hand.
Right. Say that until you cut your hand.
I'm awesome. That's why I won't cut my hand. So, or I should say, my hands are impervious to cutting. Why? What is number 3 telling us? What is?
It combines the 2 into 1.
I understand that, but how? What's the problem about kidnapping an Eved? What are you lacking in, so to speak, if you kidnap an Eved?
You're taking his freedom away.
Or changing.
No. Halakha. What?
Changing.
Okay, and where's that expressed? In which part?
There's no expression of it when you steal it.
No,
when you
not
sell
true.
it.
Right, it's expressed in the Mechira. Because the Mechira.
He's already a slave.
No, it wouldn't matter. No, you can kidnap. You can take a slave from his Rishos to your Rishos, right? You can do evil on him, but the Mechira is a problem. The Mechira produces a
even lower.
No, it just perpetuates. No change. It perpetuates a state of Avdus.
But he was already in a state of Avdus.
And what does Mechira do?
How does it change it even further?
It doesn't. Therefore, you're Pater.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. The Mechira, in order to be Chayev, the Mechira has to change him. Okay. So with that, yeah, I'll explain. I'll be nice and clear now. Okay. When we learned beforehand, we said, why are you Pater from kidnapping an Eved?
Stand this up and stop holding.
It's fine. I don't mind holding it. It's okay.
There you go.
He doesn't want you to cut your hands.
This day, dude.
You had some way to hold it up.
When we said before that you're Pater if you kidnap an Eved, what was the reason why?
He's not a
No. What we said before, like a few days ago.
Boshis.
Is that what you said?
No, because he's
Why?
Lower social order, so therefore he can't.
There's no change in his chalos, right? There's no change in his chalos. We said before, why are you not chayiv if you kidnap an Eved? Right? We said, like last week, the reason why you're not chayiv if you kidnap a slave is because what does the Mechira do to him? Nothing. There's no change in his status.
It's not a Gonev Mechira. Nignov Mechira.
Right. It's not. And therefore, at the end of the day, he's going from Eved. The Mechira must produce a change in the Gabra. But without that, you're not chayiv Mechira, right? And therefore, it's a psul in your kidnapping, and that's the reason why the Eved. Okay. Now, the modification the Gemara is telling you right now is that svara is what Rabbanan holds why an Eved's Pater. Okay? That's why Rabbanan hold an Eved's Pater.
Alright.
Okay? This is the final step. It's not a huge conceptual step, but you have to make the step. Rabbanan hold why are you Pater from kidnapping an Eved? Because there's no change in the state. So that would apply whether or not he's a full Eved or if he's chatzi, because there's still some expression of Abdus in him. Right? So as long as there's some expression of Abdus, ultimately you can't get a true change in his state.
Right. But you could apply that same svara to Rabbi Yehuda also.
No. What the Gemara is telling you is that Rabbi Yehuda holds So what's
He's
saying?
not viewing the guy as a.
Hold that you're patur from kidnapping an Eved, not the same reason as Rabbanan.
I don't see why you can't say that.
Because then there'd be no very simple. Because then why did the Gemara bring in Boshes?
Why is he a potter?
What does I'm answering it? The Gemara tells you. What does Rabbi Yehuda hold? Rabbi Yehuda learns out achva, right? Achva. So he learns achva comes to exclude an Eved from Boshes. Right? So what the Gemara is telling you is that, understand, that's what he learns, the fact that an Eved is not subject to Boshes, the idea of Achva, as the relevant characteristic of why you can't kidnap an Eved. What? Yul has a different idea of why an Eved's patur. He holds you're patur from kidnapping an Eved, nothing to do with the din of Mechira. It's because the Eved is on a lower social status. So therefore, you can argue that because he's not subject to humiliation, blah 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 blah. That's the reason why. But the point is, he's applying achva from Boshes to Avdus, to Gonev Nefashos. Whereas the Chachamim say no, achva is very nice by Boshes, but when it comes to kidnapping, whole different ballgame.
Oh, I see. Right.
You understand?
Yeah. Right, because you are really learning.
No, let's say you just said the Mishnah. If you just said the Mishnah, and the Mishnah says Rav Yehuda holds Chatzi Eved Chen Zechorn is Chayev, Rabbana hold patur, and we know full well
Avadim are
patur. Then the only way, you understand?
So
you plug that in. That's why you have to learn it one of these two ways.
they must have some avdus in them.
Right, exactly.
So okay, fine. So even without this, you know that.
Correct.
So then, and the question goes back. All right. So then, the way they learn now, though, that brings up the question of why the heck do they bring their bottom by Boshes?
Correct.
Because just to show the parallel. Oh no,
to really show that Rabbi Yehuda holds all.
It doesn't really matter. They didn't have to bring him.
The real machlok is right. The real machlok is like this: why you patur from kidnapping an Eved? According to Rabbanan, it's because the mechira doesn't produce a change. But according to Rabbi Yehuda, it's nothing to do with that. It's because, in fact, according to Rabbi Yehuda, if you want to take it a little further, Rabbi Yehuda says it's not din the mechira. Rabbi Yehuda says that you can't even get the car started with an Eved. Because an Eved is excluded from the norm, because of his Boshes, his lack of Boshes, he's excluded from the normal social realm. Yeah.
So Rabbanan hold that it's just because it's just a problem in the
mechira.
And Rabbi Yehuda say no, there's never even
exactly. But the
Rabbanan would say he's also not part of Bnei Yisrael according to Rabbanan though.
Oh, he's not a part. No, he is part of Bnei Yisrael.
Evan?
Yeah, it's just the reason why he's part is because of his halos.